There we go. Hey guys. All right, we're live. We are live. Dee Williams here. We are live. I am going to get the share screen on so everybody can see what I have going on at all times. Let me see. Entire screen. And then I am going to, 1 second, pull this. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And then we're going to get started. I'm Dee Williams. If this is your first time here, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We've got people here on our, okay, now I can put my PowerPoint back up. We've got folks here on my live webinar, and we've got folks online. And let me just make sure that I am being heard, because last time I was not heard. And then we are going to do this and make some magic happen. Okay, perfect. Last time I was not. There we go. And I am being heard. So now I'm happy. All right. So welcome, Staffingpreneurs, and anyone else that's here today and you are looking to take your niche recruitment and staffing business to the next level. I got to ask you a couple of questions. I'm going to move this over here so I can see. I want to ask you all a couple of questions. So, do you believe that continuous learning and development are the keys to staying ahead in today's environment and for the future of work tomorrow? These are questions I want you to ponder on. Have you ever thought of sharing your expertise in the form of a course or coaching program? I want you to imagine a world where your staffing agency is not just a service provider, but a knowledge hub for your clients and a talent magnet for your candidates. How would that transform your business? And then, are you aware of the potential revenue streams that you might be missing out on by not offering courses or coaching programs? That's what we're talking about today. My name is Dee Williams, and we are talking about upskilling and reskilling your staffing agency. And we're talking about launching your first course or coaching program. This is for any niche. So your niche market does not matter. If you're here and you're not a staffing agency, but you've always been thinking, oh my gosh, I wanted to start a course. I wanted to start my own coaching program. I want to figure out how to get this webinar off the ground. We're going to talk about it today, and we're going to break it down in so many layers. And I just want to let you know that this is a 3-part series that we are going to be meeting again next week and the week after. And we're breaking things down because I'm not somebody to jumble everything all into one full session. Today is a little bit more about lecture and what I want you to be thinking about. And then you're going to walk away with a homework assignment, and you're going to start putting things together. And then you're going to come back next week, and then we're going to start adding to the next layer of this and actually building out your first course. So we're going to do this all for free. So it's no charge to do this. And hopefully you'll be able to take what you've learned throughout this course over the next 3 weeks and to really build a number of courses for your niche recruitment and staffing business for whatever reason. We're going to talk about that. I'm so excited. So I hope you are here, fired up and ready. And let's dive in. Okay. So first, I'm Dee Williams. I'm the founder and creator of Staffingpreneurs Academy. I was a recruiter for about 10 to 12 years before I started my first recruiting and staffing business. And I did that after leaving corporate and the agency side of the industry. So I worked on all 3 sides of the industry. I placed hundreds of people as a recruiter for Lockheed Martin, Fannie Mae, Wipro, Incom, Home Depot, Apple, IBM, HP, Microsoft, State Farm, the list goes on. I broke placement records working for a number of staffing agencies, built my own 7-figure niche recruitment and staffing agency business, and now created a number of 5, 6, 7-figure staffingpreneurs globally. If you don't know, I have staffingpreneurs all over the globe who are killing it in their niche recruitment and staffing business. I'm going to ask everybody to mute their lines. Please mute your lines. Okay. Awesome. So I wanted to tell you a little bit about me so you'll know where I'm coming from. So, founder of Staffingpreneurs Academy since 2009. This is before Staffingpreneurs Academy came into place. I've been teaching, coaching, training, consulting on one of my biggest passions in the world: recruitment, staffing, sales, and branding. Those are 4 things, but they all go together for me. And while I was probably doing those things aggressively as a learner prior to that, around the 2009 space, I really got into the world of coaching and training and consulting, and it really just lit my soul on fire. Okay. And so I've learned a lot along the way. And we launched Identifies Consulting in 2011. I got cancer in 2013. And I started to, and was told actually that I wasn't going to live to see 2014. And so before I decided to agree to those terms, I wanted to leave a legacy. I wanted to leave a piece of myself that the world would have forever. And I realized at that point, my Facebook page wasn't enough. What I was doing on Facebook, it just wasn't how I wanted the world to see me when I left. So I started building out Staffingpreneurs Academy and a recruitmentstore.com. I started coaching and training people, yes, on my deathbed. And since 2013, I've been teaching adult learners how to become CEOs of their own careers and companies while mastering their lives through the power of individual audacity. What does that mean? It means I've been teaching people how to level up. That is what I do best, okay? But it hasn't been easy. And yes, I did beat my cancer, and that's why I'm here talking to you, teaching you how to level up too. First, I started out teaching courses online for free on YouTube. A lot of you have watched my videos. I have about 500 videos on YouTube right now. You'll remember that journey. Then I started using Kajabi. Then I started using Teachable to store my courses, and finally ended up with ClickFunnels, which I know a lot of people are familiar with. Since 2020, though, I found something new, something fresh, and something custom to my needs as an entrepreneur who's delivering knowledge as a service. And thus, ReSkillify was born. I developed and released ReSkillify in 2020. I moved all of my courses and all of my staffingpreneurs who had access to the courses to the ReSkillify platform. I then moved all my live classes to the platform, added a calendar for people to know when to access the classes. I moved my community from Facebook groups into ReSkillify so that we could all communicate in one place, and so much more. But all I can tell you is I've coached hundreds, if not thousands of people on ReSkillify, made millions of dollars. And today I want to show you how you can do the same thing too. I wanted to go through a little bit of my background because most people know me as a coach for Staffingpreneurs Academy, but they don't realize there's a whole engine back here running this academy. There's a whole engine running this company. We have two sides of our company, a coaching side and a consulting side. Our consulting side focuses solely on Identifies Consulting and dealing with our corporate staffing companies and corporate organizations. Whereas if our coaching side focuses solely on staffingpreneurs, people who are coming to me to become a staffing company, or they're already a staffingpreneur, but they're not at the level that they're trying to be. And I do all of this through ReSkillify. And I want to show you, a lot of people think that it's really hard to build a course or to, but it's so easy. It's super duper easy. And I've been trying to do this for a long time, but I want to bring you all in. And that's why I'm doing this, because I want y'all to see just how easy it is. Okay. So today I'm going to show you, we're going to get excited. I hope y'all are fired up. Y'all know my energy be crazy when I do the things that I love, which I am in love with right now, helping you to understand who you're going to be building your courses for. Okay. Now, you might be asking, okay, Dee, I get all of this. You're fired up. You want me to build a course, but who the heck am I building a course for? I'm a staffing agency, honestly. And I'm going to tell you, you're building those courses for your internal staff. You're also building those courses for potential leads, for lead employers, right? Most of you have a staffing agency, your clients, you want leads. You're building courses for them. You're building courses to attract talent for your applicants. I don't know if you've thought about that, but you're building courses for that. Your candidates, people who are already in your pipeline, how do you retain them and keep them engaged? You can do that through courses. What about your contract and temp staff, right? So that's after you've already hired them and you getting to the point of onboarding them and walking them through the process and supporting them while they're on staff. Right. And then, of course, your clients. I'm not talking about the leads that you've generated. I'm talking about the employers that have signed the contract, that have decided this is a mutual partnership for the both of us, and we want to do business together. And then finally, your partners, Many of you are not even looking at your circle of influence to tapping into your circle of influence in order to connect with candidates and clients on a larger level. And your partners can fuel your candidate and client activity if you're doing it right, and you can do that through courses. So that's the first, that's first things first. These are all the people that you are building courses for. And I want you to just take a moment and let that digest and dive in, because this is layers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different layers where courses can be in the mix. Okay. It's all about what you want, your beginning thought process, your beginning goal, and your end goal. But we're going to get to that. All right. Let's see if I can get my mouse to do. All right, perfect. Now, why do you need to offer courses and coaching programs? Every staffing agency on the planet needs to offer courses and coaching programs. Why? Because of compliance. That's number one. Most staffing agencies are only thinking about compliance from the perspective of, oh, we gave our employee, we went through the employee handbook. But there are layers to that employee handbook that you are responsible for ensuring that the people that you're bringing into your organization, whether they're internal candidates, whether they're external candidates, like the people that you're placing, that they're aware of the laws and the compliance that is required by you. And in order to make your business an efficient machine, you want to be able to have those pieces of compliance in the form of a training course on the side. Compliance, right? Okay. Professional development. Everybody right now is trying to upskill. They're trying to reskill. Everybody is trying to upskill or they're trying to reskill. Okay. And so professional development is something that everybody's doing on their own. They're not waiting for employers to do it on their behalf. However, employers are becoming more aggressive about professional development and working with companies who offer professional development opportunities for their staff they are partnering with. Why is that not you if you're a staffing business? If you're having a hard time getting in the door with a company to solve staffing needs, would you not be able to do that if you were offering courses potentially to their employees internally or to the people that you're looking to staff? Just things to think about. Thought leadership. When you start putting courses out, webinars out, and you know what you're talking about, people begin to see you as someone who has thought leadership, someone who is an expert in this particular area or field, which gives you leverage. And you want and need leverage, especially if you're a brand new staffing business that does not yet have a lot of clients or candidates, a lot of segues. So really, really important. Then you have lead generation. You definitely need courses for lead generation. In my opinion, this is one of the easiest ways to generate leads, but one of the least used ways. People go crazy picking up the phone 1,000 times, cold calling, but they're not necessarily creating strategies that will bring leads to them so that the phone calls that they're making, they're phone calls that you can have of substance. Hey, I saw you recently attended one of my live webinars and you signed up for the course. Oh, hey, I see that you signed up for our course recently. I want to see how's that going. What prompted you to want to sign up for that course? Tell me a little bit. That's a way easier conversation than, hey, can I staff for your business? Differentiator. Right now, staffing agencies are become so freaking transactional. And I don't know how we're going to last like this in the world of AI being integrated, but staffing agencies have become so transactional that they're not adding on things that will provide additional value to their clients and candidates. Offering courses and coaching programs can be a key differentiator for your business in a world where upskilling and reskilling is majorly valued. Additional revenue stream. Every course can be a fee added to it. I just say it like that. Every course you put out there, whether it's for professional development, thought leadership, lead generation, whatever, you can choose to decide whether or not you want your courses to be free or paid. And there's value in both. I like to do free webinars. And then if I'm going to do a full course, then I'll have people pay for the course, but I'll give them the webinar for free. You might be saying, well, what's the value in that? Well, maybe there are things that I need them to do or that I want them to know before they start to take my course. So for me, the webinar, and many times, is a precursor. It's a prerequisite to actually taking the course. It also lets me know who has a genuine interest in taking the course, right? Who has a genuine interest in the topic. So those are all important things. And once I understand who has that, then I can go in and start creating things amongst things. When you offer a course, you can create digital products that will create additional revenue streams. You'll be able to tap into your audience to figure out, yes, what more can you offer to create additional revenue streams? Many staffing agencies are feeling the burn of the recession, inflation, whatever you want to call it. Some people are in startup mode and they're trying to figure out, how do I keep money or generate funds in my business or keep funds in my business? This is a great way for you to really generate additional revenue stream in your business and still be adding value and being compliant, providing professional development, thought leadership, just giving value to your clients and your candidates and as well as your partners. So freaking cool. You hear me? Okay. And then retention. Now, listen, this is something that a lot of people aren't talking about. But you got to, not only as a staffing agency, you've got to figure out, how do I attract these people, whatever niche market you're working with. And I'm talking more about the candidate side of things now, but how do I attract? After I attract, how do I maintain their attention? And after I maintain their attention and we create that partnership, how do I retain that relationship? So whenever you're in business, there are layers, there are like chunks that you have to pay attention to. Anybody out here that's gaslighting you and having you to believe starting a business is easy as 1, 2, 3, and you don't have to think they're gaslighting you. Let me just say it. A business has many different parts to it, just like the human body has many different parts to it. And you need all of them working simultaneously in order for that business to put out the things that you want it to and the way that you want it to, and also to be able to receive what you need it to receive. The energy that you put into your business is the energy you're going to receive from your business. And I'm not talking about, I won't get into it because I got a lot of students who are like, Dee, I am putting energy in, but nothing's happening. Nah, that ain't the real energy that I'm talking about. So I'm talking, let me go back because I get fired up. Y'all already know. But retaining your clients, retaining your candidates. So you've got these 3 parts of your business. So as an entrepreneur, as a staffingpreneur, as a staffing business owner, as a business owner, you're always thinking about, how do I attract? Once I attract them, how do I can hold their attention long enough to get through the sales cycle? And then after the sales cycle, how do I retain them to start that sales cycle over again? And I feel like courses are a great way to do that. That has been a leading way for us to be able to get into so many different doors that we normally would not have been able to get into because we weren't offering a course or a coaching program. So we're going to keep talking about this. I just want to get y'all so fired up about this because this is the real deal. This shows you how you can take what you've already built and add an additional layer of value to it that puts out income and value. How fire is that? Okay. Y'all know I be geeking out over here, right? Okay. So let's talk about the types of courses and coaching programs that you can offer as a staffing agency, because offering online training courses can really be a strategic move for your niche recruitment and staffing business, not only to ensure the compliance, but also to position yourself as an industry leader, to be able to generate those leads, to be able to differentiate yourself from the competition, to create that additional revenue stream, and to retain both your clients and your candidates. Let's talk a little bit about compliance, okay? Let's talk about the types of courses or coaching programs that you can build from a compliance perspective. So for a general staffing agency, there is equal employment opportunity compliance training, right? Understanding non-discrimination in hiring and practice. There's workplace harassment and discrimination training, ensuring a safe and respectful work environment. Data protection and privacy training, handling personal data of candidates and clients. Labor laws, right? Understanding rights and responsibilities related to temporary and contract workers. You can have your onboarding, your whole onboarding, candidate onboarding journey, client onboarding journey online, so that it is automated. So you show up at the end or the beginning or whatever part of the process, but you bring your employees, whether they're internal or external. Once you get them onboarded, you have them read the document, then you have them go through the different training courses so that they can make sure that they have a clear understanding of what is required of them, and you have them sign off on that. And then as everyone continues to come through your agency, you can have this ongoing automation, in some senses going on in the back end. And I'm not going to start bragging about the software we're going to use, ReSkillify, but in ReSkillify, it also offers a digital checklist. So as they're watching, they can take a course and then they can check off the things that they've done. You can get that on the back end, print that out, put that in their candidate folder. If it's external, if it's internal, I would put it there too. And when you start going for all of the certifications and the accreditations, or if you get audited, you're going to have all of this information stored digitally. You'll be able to show them. And now you're at the top of your game in being compliant. There's nothing worse than getting audited and coming to find out you're not. And we've got a number of staffingpreneurs that are being audited right now, and it is a very uncomfortable situation for them, trust me. And then the last one is occupational safety and health administration. You already know OSHA basics, you got to do it. So what about healthcare compliance, right? What if you're a staffing agency and you're in the healthcare space? Beyond the things that we mentioned, you've got your HIPAA training, protecting patient health and information. You've got infection control training, best practices to prevent the spread of infections. You've got patient rights and safety training, ensuring patient safety and rights in the healthcare setting. You've got medical ethics training, understand ethical considerations in healthcare. You've got clinical competency training, ensuring that healthcare professionals are competent. And you've got CPR and basic life support training, basic emergency response and training. And we've had a staffingpreneur, a number of them, that offered the CPR and basic life support as additional services, not just for their employees, but they were outsourcing that service to others. They did the physical training, but they also had an online portal. All of these things can go into an online portal, and they can be given to your staff for free. Or you can give them to your staff for free and then offer them to other employers for a fee. Come on now. I'm just showing you how to make that money. That's all. I'm just showing you how to make that money. Y'all can put your questions in the chat box. I can still see the chat if you have questions. Okay, perfect. Let me just pull. But yes, okay. Thank you, Judy. Get me fired up over here. I need that energy. You know how I am. Okay, so I'm just showing you small things that can be done that can take your business to the next level. Let's talk about if you have a staffing business that is in the IT space, okay? The IT space, cybersecurity awareness, protecting sensitive data and understanding your cyber threats, data protection and privacy, especially relevant given to the nature of these IT roles we have out here, intellectual property rights, understanding copyrights, patents, trademarks in the tech world, software licensing, ensuring the legal use of software products, and IT ethics, ethical considerations in the IT industry. These are things that when you start going through certain certifications, they're going to be looking for. I've got a staffingpreneur. I won't mention their name right now because I'm not sure. She didn't give me permission. I already said her gender. She didn't give me permission to say anything, but she signed on with a huge company as a vendor, under their VMS. And one of the things they were asking for was like, all of your people that you get hired have to go through this additional training. She's in the IT space, but they had to go through all of this additional training. In addition, they were requiring her to provide the technology for the employees as they were going out on assignment. So believe it or not, some of you are looking and say, Dee, I've never heard of any of this. I'm telling you, it happens every day. And just because you haven't heard of it doesn't mean that it hasn't been required of you, and that you should not have that, incorporated into your business beyond your employee handbook. Okay, beyond your employee handbook. All right. Now you see my guy in my little blue outfit because you know where I'm going with this. I'm talking about construction staffing agency compliance. You know, you got to get that OSHA construction safety training going, specific safety standards for the construction industry, hazard communication, understanding and communicate about hazardous materials, fall protection, safety measures for working heights, equipment safety, safe operation of construction equipment, first aid and CPR, personal protective equipment. I think this should also be in the healthcare space. Let me just go back. And let me just mention that when you are talking to employers and you are selling your staffing services, how dope is it to be able to say, hey, we understand how important safety is for you, right? And compliance is for you, because you know all of those companies who have the construction and the warehouse, they are always monitoring, you know, how many days have gone by without some type of injury. You can be there to support that by bringing in staff that is even more trained. They're going to get training there, but you can say everybody that we drive through our staffing agency goes through these additional trainings. They go through a 30-minute video session. They have to take a course at the end. We provide you with their course, They have a checklist that they have to comply by at the end of the, like, you can create this system to show your companies that, hey, you know what, we're not playing around and we understand how important compliance and safety is, and we take it seriously too here in our organization. So this is a major winner. This is something that employers would love who are in the construction and maybe even the light industrial space. And again, this is something that you can offer for your staff, but you can also, once you get it nice, done, neat, and packaged right, you can sell that to other companies, and that way they don't have to develop that. They would definitely pay to have you do that. Now, let's talk a little bit about lead generation, and we're going to do some prompt engineering. If you don't know anything about prompt engineering in the world of AI, that means we're going to go and ask artificial intelligence some questions, okay, to help us flush things out even further. So this is my secret prompt. This is probably not the most sexiest prompt on the planet, but this prompt is pretty dope, and I'm going to unshare my screen in a second, and we're going to go in and actually put it in the chat. But we want to take this thing a little bit further. I want to go into chat, and I'm going to ask chat to list sample lead generation topics for staffing agencies to offer their clients around things that are important to the hiring manager that the staffing agency is hiring for, and based on the niche that they're in. For example, if it is a healthcare staffing agency and I'm supporting chief nursing officers in a hospital setting, I would create a course about something that's important to them. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put this in my chat box for my folks that are here. If I can get it to copy, I was going to say 1 second. So you all can take this and utilize it. Let me just see. It ain't working the way I want, but if you're watching, you might want to copy it so you can see it. Okay, here, I'll put this, there you go, in the chat bot here on our Zoom link. And let's go in now that I'm going to exit out of this for a second, and let's go into Chat GPT, okay? Put a 1 in the box if you see Chat GPT. Let me see it. Let me see it. Put a 1. Let me see it. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Okay. I think you can now. I think so. Okay. And look at all of these. So for healthcare staffing, for hospital chief nursing office, best practices in nurse retention and motivation, dive deep into the strategies that have proven effect in retaining nurse staff, the future of nursing, trends and predictions, implementing technology in nursing, challenges and opportunities, strategies for effective nursing and training development, uncovering the best methods for training new nurses, addressing nurse burnout, prevention and intervention. So these aren't necessarily related to staffing, but these are related to nursing and something that's important to chief nursing officers. He's broken it down. He's so nice. I didn't ask him to do all of this, but he's so nice. He gave us examples here for IT staffing tech companies as well. And then for finance and banks. I mean, he just really went on. I didn't ask for that. I only asked for healthcare. Thanks. But I only asked for healthcare. As for healthcare. You got to talk to him because now he's getting too smart. Okay. Stay in your lane. So yeah, I don't want you to, okay. So yeah, let's stop generating because he's doing too much. So that's really what I wanted. I wanted you to see that it doesn't take rocket science to go in and figure out what you want to write about or what you want your course to be about. What you want to do is use chat to kind of bring in and start that conversation and help you to figure out what makes sense. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint and I'm going to show you what Chat and I came up with earlier. So some of the suggestions that he and I came up with earlier was the modern CNO and team dynamics, understanding the evolving role of the chief nursing officer and the importance of building strong, cohesive teams. I love that one. Okay. Patient-centric care through effective staffing, aligning patient needs with the right talent to enhance patient satisfaction. I think a chief nursing officer would take that course or even attend a live webinar to introduce a course in that manner. Excellent communication in diverse teams, ensuring clear communication across multidisciplinary and diverse healthcare teams. Then we've got strategic team building for optimal care, techniques to assemble teams that complement each other's strengths. Who's fired up about these topics? Operational efficiency with the right talent, matching skill sets to tasks for streamlined operations and improve patient care. And then we have professional development as a retention tool, investing in continuous training to retain top nursing talent. And I thought I had another one. Safety standards through competent hiring, ensuring high standards of care by hiring staff with the right qualifications and experience. These are lead generation suggestions. And I'm going to even show you more how you could turn these into something so dope, right? But these are some suggestions on what your course can be or what even the intro to your course could be, right? So you could start it out maybe with the modern CNO and then take that as the live webinar and then port the course would be the bullet points below. But don't get me fired up because I can build the whole course today and I don't want to do that. I want to break this out in sections, but you know I'll be getting fired up. Now, how are you going to deliver this course? Now, I had to put the slide in here because people always say, okay, Dee, I'm fired up. That's really cool. But the soon as I start to think about creating this course, the first thing, the first thing should be, how am I going to deliver the course? I just want to make sure y'all can see my screen. Is that valid? It says it on YouTube. Okay, I think so.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I just want to make sure. So the first thing is how am I going to deliver this course, Dee? How's this going to happen? So you can do it in 3 ways. You can do an invisible branded webinar and course. I don't know if you're familiar with that and that term, but that means that you're not showing your face. There is no face showing. All they're hearing is audio, okay? And whatever visual content that you have. These type of webinars and courses are typically pre-recorded, and you still have the opportunity to make sure that your brand is being represented. So even though your face is not being shown, like today, I am moving with probably the third one, the live webinar course, where I'm making it live. I have audience participation. I'm engaging with my clients in a totally different way. Some people are going to say, Dee, live is too overwhelming for me, and I need something that's just already pre-recorded. So that's where you still may be in front. You might be doing a little bit invisible, a little bit in front of the camera, and somebody from your company is representing your brand and making the course even more engaging. The further down you go, the more engaging the course gets and the more you're going to get out of it. And so I wanted to just throw that out there in your way so that you can start thinking about, okay, I like this idea for these courses. Do I have the time? Do I have the energy? Do I have the voice? Do I have the face? Do I want to outsource this? Do I want to do it? Listen, everybody can do this. You don't even need to outsource it. I'm going to show you over the next 3 weeks how it can be super simple. I'm just breaking it down over the next 3 weeks so it can be extra simple for you. But it doesn't take 3 weeks. It takes less than a day, less than 8 hours, less than 6 hours. Okay, in real life, if you do it the way I do it, but everybody, it's not as awesome as Dee Williams, but we'll talk about that later. All right, now let's go back into our prompt engineering.
I don't see anything. I'm sorry.
You don't see the my screen? Okay, that's great. I'm glad.
No, ma'am.
I am sharing. Let's go back again. Let's see. Can you see now?
I can. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for letting me know. I apologize for that. So I appreciate that. So let's go back into a little, and just so you'll see that. Hold on, if I can get my slide moving. This is what the slide that we were just on, so you'll know you didn't miss anything. The Invisible Branded Webinar, Recorded Branding Course, and the Live Webinar Course. I just want to make sure. And then now we are talking about prompt engineering, and we're talking about doing it. And I still kept healthcare as my example, but instead of doing the client side, we're now doing talent attraction. So I get two types of people that come into my world, more than that, but the main two. D, I don't have clients. D, I don't have talent. Okay. And the healthcare side, to me, I think it's very easy to get clients and harder to get nurses if it's clinical. In other areas of staffing, it's easy to get candidates and harder to get clients. Whatever your challenge is, courses can help, help fix that. So in this particular instance, my prompt engineering was, can you list sample lead generation topics for staffing agencies to offer their candidates around things that are important to the candidate that the staffing agency is hiring and based on the niche that they're in for? For example, if the healthcare staffing agency if it is a healthcare staffing agency and I'm supporting an ICU nurse in a hospital setting, I would like to create a course about something that's important to them. And so when I started to get my bullet points all over the place, started to get suggestions from chat, they gave me these things for the nurses. Now I got to show y'all how, for everybody here who needs nurses, and forget it being nurses, just saying who needs talent. I'm going to step back for a second because this is about to get really intense. Okay. First of all, as a staffing agency, you are aware that your number one job, your number one goal in life is to provide talent, a specific type of talent, whatever talent that you say that you specialize in or that you can provide, that is your job. Most companies are not sitting around in their facilities, like literally trying to figure out what's the best way to attract in this particular instance, an IC nurse. No, they just have nurse openings. They're trying to get nurses in. They're trying to get them in fast. They don't really have the bandwidth or the time to solely focus on the art of attracting ICU nurses, the art of managing the relationships with them, and the art of retaining them. That is your job. That's your job. Okay. So your job is to figure out how to attract this talent. And I'm here to tell you, somebody was on one of my calls, one of my clinics today, and she's like, Dee, I posted my jobs and nobody's applying. It was for a nurse. And I'm like, of course, because, nobody is because nurses are being pursued on a consistent basis. Nurses are being pursued on a consistent basis. Yes, you want me to put this one in here too? Yep, I definitely will add that one in there in 1 second. And so they're not really applying for jobs like that. And so if you're in a niche market where maybe it's cybersecurity or it's nursing. It's a niche market where these people aren't coming. They're not, running to apply to your jobs. No, you've got to go out and get them. You've got to be able to find and connect with them in a different way. Trying to do the same thing by just posting and praying that they're going to apply is not going to work. And you're not going to find quality people. But if you're doing live webinars or creating courses for the staff, that's a whole different ball game, because now you have people who are passionate about the work that they do, which is different than going after people who are looking for work. Because at the end of the day, as a staffing agency, you're going to go after people whether they're looking or not. It doesn't matter whether they're working, you're still going to call them. If they're not working, you're still going to call them. So their current working situation doesn't matter. That's neither here nor there. What does matter is having access to as many of, in this particular example, ICU nurses as possible, and quality ones, because you could have a lot of nurses, but they not be quality. And I'm just speaking in this example for this example. So if I'm here as a staffing agency and I'm saying, okay, the biggest challenge out here right now is acquiring nurses. What leads me to believe that my job is going to be easier than the hospital around the corner? How is my job? How am I going to retain nurses when the hospital cannot? These are the things you should be thinking about. So finding ways to attract quality talent, it's going to require a different version of yourself. New Goal said, hey, Dee, thanks for sharing wisdom from Chicago. Love you so much. I'm fired up tonight. Let me tell you. So these are some of the course suggestions that chat came up with to start tapping into those nurses. I'm talking about attracting nurses, attracting talent, okay? The evolving role of ICU nurses, integrating traditional responsibilities with emerging trends for career progression. Any ICU nurse that's thinking about career progression would show up. That's the type of nurse that you want to be in conversations with. Patient-centric care through effective staffing, aligning patient needs with the right talent to enhance patient satisfaction. I feel like that's one of my ones from the other one, so I apologize. I didn't copy and paste over. Patient-centric care in the ICU was the one that I really wanted. Techniques and best practices for delivering exceptional talent care in critical conditions. That ICU nurse that's passionate about patient-centric care is going to want to learn new techniques and best practices to deliver exceptional patient care. Once you create that webinar and that course, then you are good to go, because now you have them in your circle, someone who genuinely cares about the work that they're doing. Effective communication for ICU nurses, building resilience in the ICU. I think that one would be fire. I don't know. I'm not an ICU nurse, but if I was, that would be something that I would want to take. And these can be free or they can be paid, right? So this could be an additional revenue stream for you, or this could be something to just generate the lead. So you could generate the lead and that's it, and pay to generate the lead, or you can pay to generate the lead and then pay the lead, and then pay to generate the lead and then have the lead pay you back. That part. That part, and then have the lead pay you back. So these are all really cool courses that you could use to attract amazing talent. And think about this. You will be attracting talent 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Okay. Like just taking your course, taking your course. This is a beautiful thing. Now, let's ask the right questions, because now that we've got an idea of some of the courses, we want to start asking, okay, Dee, I need to know, am I going to do a free webinar? Is it going to be live, invisible, or recorded? Who's going to record it? Will it be a course? Okay. Because to me, courses come in phases, 3 phases. It comes in your free or your webinar, your course, or maybe 4. Your webinar, your course, your coaching classes, and your digital products. So those are the 4 layers, your base layers, okay? These are your base layers, okay? So a webinar, okay? A course, all right? Coaching classes and digital products. Those are your 4 layers. And typically my webinar is free, and then you charge for the course. and then you charge for the coaching classes, and then you give some digital products away for free, and you charge for some digital products. And now you have something going on over and over and over again, in addition to what you have going on in your staffing business. So I'm eager to know, like, for some of you, who's more interested in probably doing it live versus doing it, invisible, versus like who's on the live side of things. I'm on the live side of things. And will you have coaching classes? And will you charge, or will this be free? I'm eager to hear. Anybody want to chime in with some thoughts? Caroline said invisible. She's like, D, I am not showing my face. Judy said, I think I would start with the live. I know, live is awesome. Sister said live. Live is I'm sweating over here, y'all. You would think y'all was sitting right in my living room right now, but I am definitely sweating. I'm nervous. I can't read y'all minds. I don't know if I'm resonating with you all fully. I know I'm fired up and I'm resonating high. My energy is on cloud 22, but I don't know if I'm receiving that back. So live is definitely a little more intimidating. You don't know if you got something in your teeth. You don't know if people can hear you or see you. Caroline said, I'm shy. I mean, yeah, I'm shy too. I would say that live to me is the ultimate, because you can engage. I haven't done so well with engaging with y'all the way I should, because I really want to deliver as much information as I can in a short period of time today, so that I can start prepping for us to meet next week and us to actually start building the course out. But live definitely allows you to communicate with people more. And I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this from a larger perspective, even if you're shy. Think about this from a larger perspective. If you've got people, so you could do a live version and record that version, and then people would still get the energy of your live version later on. Like my setup course is definitely like that. We did that live in the height of COVID. And then I've come in and changed some things afterwards, but it was like hundreds of people on the call. I was fired up. They were screaming. I was screaming. They were sweating. I was sweating. It was fire, right? And so when you go back and watch the course, you can feel that energy. Oh my gosh. You can feel it, and you start laughing, and you're like, oh my God, that was fun. I want to be there. I want to go back to the next one. So the live, I feel like it really puts you in a different space. But yes, Judy, I'm shy. What are you saying? Of course I am shy. 100% shy. I am nerve-wracking every time I have to go live. I teach probably about 10, 15 classes a week, and I'm sweating before each class. I'm like, oh my God. I'm nervous, I'm shy, all of those things. But I love what I do, and I know my ish, and that's how I get over it. Eva, Eva said, how do you get over that? And it's like, I love what I do more than I'm afraid. I love the people that I'm doing things for. A lot of people don't know, but Staffingpreneurs Academy, I tried to tell y'all earlier, has been around for so long, and they're Staffingpreneurs that have been with me for 10 years. And I've watched their children grow up. I've watched them get married. I've watched them divorce. I've watched babies be born. I have been on this journey with a lot of my staffingpreneurs for such a long time that when I get in front of the camera, in my mind, I am like, how am I supporting them? How can I help them? Because I want everybody to win. I've got a handful of staffingpreneurs that I'm close to that started out with me making, between 30 and 60,000 a year. And now they're bringing in millions. I am so addicted to making that happen for everyone I come in contact with. When I get up here, and I'm telling y'all, I was tired today. Oh my gosh, I was so tired. But when I come, it's like I know somebody out here needs me. I know somebody out, like this one webinar could be the one thing that changes them. If somebody just take that one thing I may say, and it like bing, it bops in their head. And next thing you know, like, phew. I mean, you got to understand, y'all, like, I literally, like, y'all don't even understand. I'm not going to get emotional. I hate doing that. But when I, before I built Staffingpreneurs Academy, when I found out I had cancer, I didn't even believe them when they told me I had cancer. And my whole goal in life was to leave something for you all. But every day I sat there and I recorded those courses. It kept me alive. Like I told one of the staffingpreneurs recently, I said, I feel like this community has kept me alive in so many different levels because I began to move for you all. So that's how I get over it. I don't want to get too emotional, but that's how I get over my fear. Now, I went to a party last Saturday and I got tipsy as I don't know what because I'm so shy that I ended up in the corner, even though everybody was by me. But I'm definitely more on the shy side than I am on the outgoing side. But I'm thankful that I love you all, and I love the energy that I put out and the energy that I receive back from you all. I feel very blessed. This is not about me though. This is about y'all. But I wanted to just give you some context because I have comments going on in the chat box, and they're like, "How are you getting over this, Dee?" This is such valuable information. Thank you so much. I can understand that your love and passion shines in every session. We appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I really do love the work that I do. Anybody who try to tell you something different, they tripping. Like I genuinely, when people come and hang out at my house, they get to see my life in a different type of way. And I wake up in the morning, I roll out of bed, and I immediately dive into it. Now I do try to go work out. And, but I in my sleep, I'm dreaming about the next thing I want to do with you all and how I want to help take y'all to that point. And how can I make you a multi-millionaire? How can I change your life the way I changed those 7 people or those 10 people or those 25 people? How can I do that for everybody that comes in the door? What did I do so differently with them that I didn't do with this person and I didn't get the same outcome? Those are the things I'm obsessed with, y'all. In real life, these are the things I'm obsessed with. So when you start becoming obsessive about the work that you do, you'll see that your fear doesn't mean so much anymore. It's about what you're trying to accomplish that means the most. So I love those questions. That's great. Okay, so these are the things y'all got to think about. Now, today we talked about webinars and courses for compliance, professional development, thought leadership, lead generation as a differentiator, additional revenue streams, talent attraction, and retention. These are the type of courses and coaching programs that you can offer. Now, y'all didn't hear me really talk about coaching programs. I hope I didn't miss my cue. If I did, I'm going to go back to a slide because I want to show you where you can take your courses to a whole different level, and you can generate a revenue stream that's far beyond what you feel you can do from just simply courses. Courses are like phase 1. Coaching programs are phase 10. So it's like you want to 1x or 10x your business. It just depends. And the best way to use them is with your candidates. But we'll talk about that in a second. Now, we have 2 more weeks of this, and I'm going to break these things down. For some people, it's 10 p.m. on the East Coast. We have people chiming in from India. We have people chiming in from all over the world. So I know the time difference is a little weird. It's early in the morning over there, or for some of you, it's late at night. So we're breaking this down over the course of 3 weeks. But we've got some planning to do before next week. So I want you to take some screenshots, and then who is that? Who is talking? Somebody wanted to say something to me. Okay, no. Okay, I thought somebody wanted to say something to me. Okay, perfect. Who's that? Eva. Okay, I can. Hey, Eva. Okay, perfect. So who is this for? That's the first thing you want to decide. Who are you creating your course for? Are you, and I did this one in the wrong way, but are you creating for a candidate or a client or a partner? So who are you creating your course for? And I'm going to fix that because that means my brain wasn't moving away. So is it a candidate, a client, or a partner? Who are you building this course for? Okay. Now, some of you might say all 3, D, but for this, I want you to just pick one. If you are right now in a situation where candidates are your biggest challenge, acquiring talent, then I want you to create something for your candidate. If you're in a situation where you have an abundance of candidates, and when I say an abundance, I mean more than 50 that you have spoken to, that you have relationships with, that you can pick up the phone and call and talk to at any moment. If you have that and you're short on clients, then you should do a client webinar or a course. If you have both and you want to expand your territory, then you can go ahead and you can do a partner with one. So this is what I want you to choose. And I have a document that I'll talk to you about that in a second, I'll talk to you about that in a second. But this is the first thing. Who is this for? Are you creating for a candidate, a client, or a partner? Bam. The next thing, what type of course strategy are you going after? Are you doing a compliance training, a professional development training, a thought leadership training, a lead generation, a differentiator, an additional stream of revenue, a talent attraction, or a retention? Because these are all different types of courses. Okay. And at some point you can do all the different types of courses, but I want you to choose what's your strategy. Which one are you going after? For me, I like talent attraction, lead generation as a starting point, compliance to make sure things are going great, and professional development to sell and to retain my client. That way you are touching all of those things. I have a client in Georgia that we just signed on, and we're working on their nurse brand. And so that was one of the things we're doing, the compliance for them. But I want to get them into the course section of things so that they can automate all of these different things and still have additional revenue flowing in on the back end. I'm all about the revenue too, in addition to the value. And that's where I want to get y'all heads at. Okay. Now, what's going to be your course topic? You're going to go to ChatGPT and you're going to put in a prompt, and we're going to figure out what that topic is going to be. And you're going to go in and say, I want topics. If it starts giving you the course, you don't want the whole course. You just want topics. Give me some topics to go after and start. And if you don't like anything he gives you, say, do you have any more suggestions? And if you don't like that, say, do you have any more suggestions? But I was thinking something that had to deal with nurse burnout, or I was thinking of something that had to do with compliance or something, right? So just kind of pulling the layers back and making it so that it's a very valuable course. Okay. And then I want you to choose a topic that you feel best suits you. All right. And then you're going to decide how you're going to deliver the course. And I saw people today, they said, I'm going live, Dee. Some people are like, I'm going to have Dee record it. Or I'm going to outsource the recording. Some people are like, I'm going to do a recorded webinar and then I'm going to lead them to a live course. Right. And some people are saying, I want to have coaching classes. Right. And then I need you to decide that you're going to charge, and what's going to be charged and what's going to be free. Now, let's talk a little bit about the coaching classes, because I think I missed the slide here in pure excitement. On the candidate side, and I'm going to just go back a little bit. I can't believe I'm going backwards. I don't like going backwards. I only like going forward, but I got to go back because we really got into the nitty gritty of these courses right here on the candidate side of things, right? And so I want you to start thinking about talent attraction from the perspective of, because this is the most important part of the staffing business. I want you to think talent attraction of, how do I not just attract them with this webinar, hold their attention with the course, and then the next piece is what? Retain them with the coaching classes. So if you're trying to create a community of nurses that are rallying around you, or rallying around your business, or rallying around a subject that's most important to you and to them, what better way to retain them than through a coaching program? Okay, where you're leading them through a series of whatever, through your courses, to get them to nurse burnout freedom. I just made that up. I don't know. But taking that thing to a whole different space, that's where you really want to push your staffing business to a whole different level. So on the candidate side, not only can you do the free webinar, you can do the course, but you can build a coaching program that will enhance them and take them to the next level. But if you wanted to do the same thing on the client side, and I'll pull that one up here, right here. If you wanted to do that on the client side, you could do it on a larger level and offer things to coaching programs to chief nursing officers. Now, when I did this class with a group a couple of weeks ago, and they said, well, Dee, I don't know anything about chief nursing officers. How would I be able to deliver a course about these things? This is really nice, and I appreciate you sharing these things, but I'm not a chief nursing officer. How would I deliver this and look and feel like I am, I'm real in delivering value? And a few things. One, we're going to have chat kind of write the foundation of the course. But two, you're going to go in and you can do a number of things. And just because I know a lot of the questions that are coming, you can connect with a chief nursing officer, partner with a chief nursing officer, show her what you're looking to do, and ask her to be involved with that process. Maybe not just one, but many. You could connect with chief nursing officers and ask them, would they be open to recording one or two slides in your course, and that the course will be shared amongst like their chief nursing officer peers, right? So that would be the value of them doing something like that. And now you're opening up the door to start the relationship from that perspective, coming in the thought as a thought leadership type of space. If you're somebody who can take information and deliver that information properly, then you don't need to be a chief nursing officer to do that. On your webinars, you can definitely be the host of the webinar and then ask your guests to come in. And you can have chat write a letter to your guests. Hey, I would love for you to be a guest on my webinar. We want to present on this particular topic, modern CNO and team dynamics. I see you're doing amazing things over at whatever the facility is. This will provide you with branding. This is pushes your thought leadership beyond the board. Like, you know, you're going to sell them on the idea of supporting you in that way. And as you're doing this, you are now building sales and business development relationships without having to sell your staffing. You're building real relationships, and real relationships is what gets you real contracts. Okay. Fake relationships don't get you real contracts. Okay. Not having a relationship might get you a contract, but they may not take you seriously because there's no real partnership that was created. Here in this particular instance, you have a topic of discussion that's important to this chief nursing officer, that's important to the industry of healthcare, and you want and need their support in making sure other chief nursing officers get that same, you know, energy and feedback. So it's a lot of things you can do, and you can turn these into, again, webinars, courses, coaching programs, classes, digital products. This can be a whole empire side of your business. You can have a staffing side of your business, and then you can have a coaching or a training side of your business, right? And that part is a revenue generating line aside of your business, as well as your staffing. Put a 1 in the box if that gets you fired up to even think about having more than one way to generate revenue and to show and provide value in your staffing business. Do y'all feel it? Yes, Nisi. Thank you. I love that energy. Okay. So now we're going to decide how we're going to deliver this webinar. Yes, Michelle, I'm glad to see you here. I love that. All right. Now, how are you going to deliver? You're going to do it free. You're going to charge. We talked about all of that. Now we're going to put the pieces together. Once we do that, and I'm going to put this on a sheet that you all can go into and put your information there. But you're going to start putting your pieces together. You're going to ask chat, or you're going to create it on your own, either or. I say use chat to make it easier, and we'll do this step by step next week. But if you want to be an overachiever and you want to do things before next week, you're going to be putting together your course title. You need a short description for your course, a long description for your course, a course outline, the requirements for someone to take your course, the success outcomes, what will they get out of the course, okay? And those are your first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bullet points. It takes literally less than 10 minutes for all of this to be created if you're using artificial intelligence to guide you through the process. It takes me a little bit longer because I go in the chat and say, give me 5 more titles. I need more ideas. So once I figure out what my idea is, then I like to play with my titles, have them write compelling titles, SEO titles, have him write the description. No, I don't like that description. I want to add this, take this away. Oh, you forgot to add this. So it takes me a little bit longer. But for somebody who is just trying to get the feel of how do I put these courses together really quickly, you could just throw it right in the chat. This is my subject. So for example, let's go back. I'm having too much fun right now, honestly. I am having way too much fun. Okay, so like, let's say I decided to go in and my topic was the evolving, I'm going to do this one right here, the evolving role of ICU nurses, right? And let me see if this is my right one. Yes. And so I go in and I'm going to hit the V, Control V. Now, if you you can hit shift and return, and it'll keep you in your same box, so you don't have to leave that box, and you can put everything in there before you hit the return key, just in case y'all didn't know that. Shift and return. So my topic is the evolving role of ICU nurses, integrating traditional responsibilities with emerging trends for career progression. And I'm going to go back down to my checklist, and I want him to decide to just choose this for me. It's just like, hi chat. I said I wasn't gonna say hi chat anymore, but I do. And then I'm gonna return, and then I'm gonna say return. I am looking to create a free webinar course and coaching classes, not a program, on for ICU nurses whom my healthcare staff, my clinical healthcare staffing agency is supporting or and putting to work every day. Okay. Here's information. Here is info to get you started. Okay, so that's my topic. Then I'm going to shift return, paste in. Please create the following based on the above topic. And I definitely have not given him enough information. I can tell you that right now, but I'm just showing you how this is easy. This is like a really quick starting point. And then you can definitely don't want to just use everything that they have, but success outcomes, what they will get out of the course, and then requirements, what they need to know and or have to take the course, course outline, and then can you and then one more thing you want to say, can you provide these things in markup format for visually pleasing, for visual pleasing. So a markup, not markdown. People think it's markdown, but it's actually markup. PROVI. There it is. And let's see what our first round comes up. And I'll take this and I'll put this in the chat box so y'all can have this little beautiful piece of prompt engineering here. There you go. And now look what he did. Course title: The Modern ICU Nurse, Bridging Tradition with Tomorrow. Short description: explore the dynamic evolution of ICU. Long description: course outline, So that's really cool. And I could already see things I want to change. So the first thing I would change is just say, please make this description 250 to 250 words, no less. Okay, no less. And then I want to go on to my long description, because in my long description, we actually need that to be way more than the little bit of words that they have there, because the short description is supposed to give them a preview of what we have coming, but the long description really gets into the nitty gritty. Okay. Now I know this is more than two. Okay. That looks like way more than 250 words, but that might be. Okay. So then now I'm going to go back in and do the long description. And then I'm going to say, please make this 750 words, no less. And then I'm going to say, please add bullet points. Please add bullet points. Please add bullet points, emojis, and make it super compelling. And then I typically say things like so compelling that anyone reading will want to take the course right now. So that he can understand exactly what I'm trying to convey. And then there we go. So you see, we're doing this. We already moving to week 2, but it doesn't take long. It doesn't take long to start putting stuff together. Now, I am the type of chick that I'm going to go back and read my short description and make sure this is what I wanted to say. But I'll start out laying out my foundation. Okay, this is my short description, copy, paste. This is my long description, copy, paste. Then I'm going to go back and sit back and start reading through it. It says, this is what I really want to say? Is this what I really want to do? Is this how I want it to flow? Do I want to change this? Do I want to go back in? And as you can tell, I actually just go in and whatever I want to change, I'll say, oh, this is nice, but we don't really have tech integration. And then he'll go back and say, my bad. And then he'll start writing it all over again and change it. Oh, this is cool, but it don't really talk about such and such. So you got to work it a couple of times in order for it to end out exactly the way you want. But now we literally have a course title, a short description, and a long description. And this takes away half of the battle because these are the things that are absolutely needed in order to get that process started, right? Then we asked him for requirements. They want prior knowledge, basic understanding, equipment, materials, commitment. I'm cool with that. I might ask for 6 more. I like 7. The number 7 is a good number. Success outcomes, enhanced knowledge. They telling them what they'll get. We take that, throw that into the learning management system. And now we have finished bullet points number, the first page. I said bullet point number, but the first page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We already got that together. Now you're going to be on fire. Okay. And then the next thing we will be looking at, and we're not going to do this week, but the next thing we're going to be looking at is what type of digital products or downloads do you want to provide? What type of pricing structure do you want to do for everything that you're presenting? Have chat create the SEO for it. You can create a tag, which is the name of the course, and then the lead magnet ideas. And that way you have a whole system right in front of you. And you can just ask him. I'm so addicted. Y'all, I can't help myself. Can you please give me? I can't help myself. I can't. I'm trying. I'm like, next week, no, do it now. Do it now, Dee. Will you please give me suggestions? Let me say 25 suggestions of digital products or downloads that I can offer with the course. And I'm going to name the course by its name so that he and I are on the same page and all and everything that we talk about. Because sometimes, chat be on some other stuff, y'all. We gotta, there it is. We with the modern, okay, perfect. With the modern ICUs in a course. Okay. So bam. Let's see what he say. Okay. So he says, certainly, here are 25 digital products and downloads that can complement the modern ICU nurse bridging tradition with tomorrow's course. So he's telling me an ebook, an interactive PDF, a webinar recording, a digital workbook, an infographic, a podcast series. Okay, that's so cool. And then he's telling me exactly what it could be on. So I could go in and say, okay, help me with the quiz. I want you to help me create this template. I want you to help me create this checklist. I need you to help me create the webinar recording, and I need an interactive PDF. And so you can go in and choose whatever you want your digital downloads to be. Don't worry about having to create them. I have a secret weapon, y'all. I haven't even shown y'all. This is only week 1. I'm just getting fired up. So I can show you how to make these with ease. But for now, you just got to choose which ones look amazing to you. If you're nosy like me and you want to see where he wants to take it, then you just copy one and say, oh, thanks. I really like this. Can you tell me what this would look like or entail? I know whoever's teasing me about keeping going. I know y'all over here laughing at me, but
you know it.
And like she can't stop. I love this stuff. I really do. I really, really do. I really do. Somebody said I need to process
I think it's
this.
because, you know, once you get in the flow and the mind starts to think, it's like you gotta ask it because it's like it's right at the cusp.
I have to ask him. I need him to tell me now, chat. What are your thoughts? So I can't even hold out. That's why I said I gotta step away. But so I asked him what his thoughts were, and yes, of course, the replay is actually on YouTube, but I definitely make sure everybody gets it. So I asked him, like, what does this look like? Can you break down with this interactive PDF you're talking about? He says, great. Let me break it down. He's got background music in the back. He's like, he's got music playing, and you're like, okay, I'm in. Okay, what's the design and the layout? He's saying that we have a subtitle. He gives you a visual, an evocative image. He tells me what image I need to have, or what type of features I want to have with it, what type of content to go along with it. I mean, literally, he gives you like all the nuts and bolts. So I'm going to go back and ask him again, but I'm going to ask him next time. This one. Dun, dun. And this, I'm going to say, please create this in markup format. See what he does. Say certainly. Okay, perfect. There's markup format. He's giving me the checklist. It actually has check boxes. Then I'm going to tell him I need an intro and outro to this checklist. I got everybody. Okay, perfect. To this checklist. You know, I'm an intro, outro queen, okay? I am known for putting an intro, outro on something. I feel like you should not be introducing something without an intro or an outro. Okay, it's like It's just not professional. Okay, we need professionalism here. So there we go. We got a little intro, and then we'll have a little outro, and then we'll take that, put it on the Google Drive, give it to my designer. He's gonna go in, make this thing look like fire, and there we go. So these things are not taking me 3 weeks. I don't know if y'all even see this. This is not taking me 3 weeks. As a matter of fact, I wanted to do this next week. I can't stop doing it today. So it doesn't take a lot. Now, where I feel like the work really comes in is going through once you've got your foundation of things, which is cool. Now you've got to go in and start reading through it and making sure it makes sense and it is what you want and that it is ethical to who you are and the work that you're doing, right? And I have another staffingpreneur. Her sisters are all nurses, and so she takes things. And like she'll say, Dee, can you write this? I'm like, I'm not a nurse, but I'll go and write it. And then she'll take it and give it to her sisters. And then her sisters will go in and mark it up. Like, no, that's not it. Add this, do that. This is really a starting point. It is not your final product, but it is a starting point. Y'all know how I do. I go into Bard. I start adding more things, going and doing Google research. I like to give people value. I don't like to give people bullshit. I like to give them real value. So this is a starting point, but it was really more to show you that this thing is not going to take a long time. It's not going to be endless thoughts. What do I put on the checklist, Dee? Oh my God, I don't know. No, honey, put that in the chat. Chat's going to start you off with a great idea, morning shift, afternoon, and evening. I would have never thought of that. I'm just telling you right now, I would have never thought of it, and maybe I should have, but I wouldn't have. So that automatically he's giving me an idea that's making my checklist more valuable. But you can do different versions of that checklist too, right? You can have him do, I don't like this version. Can you do another version? You can have 3 different versions of the same checklist if you need it, and have one of them running as a lead magnet, one you attach with the course, and one you do, I don't know, afterwards. I'm making stuff up, but this is what I'm talking about. So you can have a lot of fun with this. Okay. All right. I didn't got the cue that I got to stop now. They just said, well, you done gave us plenty of value. Y'all know I be getting so excited, like I can't even help myself. Okay, so this is what we're going to go into. Now, I created this. Now, listen, before y'all go here and start talking crap about me, because I know y'all going to talk crap about me, but I don't care. I've been training and traveling and doing a lot of things. I actually want to make this here a worksheet for you to fill in, but I have not done that yet. I just have the sheet that I want to use to put that on. But I want y'all to walk away with that sheet, even though it's nothing on the sheet just yet. That is the most ghetto thing I've done in a long time, but I don't care. I want y'all to know my schedule is crazy. So what I did was I put a bit.ly link on there, this bit.ly link, and I put a QR code for people who are watching and are not on the webinar with us. I'll come back to this in a second, but basically this bit.ly link is going to take you, hold on, if I can make my, okay, perfect. This bit.ly link is going to take you here. And it's going to take you to this Google Drive. This is the document I'm going to be working on and putting everything on. I do it over dinner tonight and put everything on it. So you come back tomorrow and your document is going to look dope and you can just use it to fill out everything that we have here. The replay of this video is on YouTube. So you can just go to YouTube, to my regular YouTube channel. It's the last live video and everything is here. For the last live video, the replay will be sent out from our YouTube channel. But here, I'm going to just take this information that you see right here, literally, and I'm going to paste it on that document. Ooh, not my girl. I'm going to paste it on that document, and then I'm going to make it so that you can put fields in there so that whatever you're copying and pasting from chat, you could actually put it in there. Now, we only need one course for you to develop in order for us to make this right. Okay. And we can come back in and flush everything out. If you are an overachiever and you want to create 5 courses or 3 courses, do you, boo? Okay. You're about to get the whole system. So you can do as many as you want. But when you come back next Wednesday, same bat channel, same bat time, you're going to have your document filled out and you're going to be ready, because what we're going to do is take this information and we're going to actually put it into the course program. I'm going to show y'all actually how you can record invisibly. So you're going to see an invisible recording, and then we're going to take it and put it actually into ReSkillify. The only thing that's going to be missing is your branding, right? With your course covers and different things like that. However, on that document, you are going to find a link on there that's going to take you to a guy that I absolutely love on Fiverr, that you can tell him Dee sent me, and they will go in and create a course cover for you if you want to be an overachiever and actually build this course in real life, to launch it in real life within the next 3 weeks. Who's fired up about that? I mean, that's like additional revenue in 3 weeks, compliance in 3 weeks. Like really less than that if I don't keep myself together and stop trying to do everything tonight. But we'll have a lot of fun doing this over the next couple of weeks. So do not laugh at my little ghetto-ness tonight. I was like literally coming from another class and I couldn't get that document together, but I'll put everything in there. I'll add some extra things for people who want to go further and who want to be at just a step further in the process next Wednesday. I do want to open up the line to see if anybody has any questions. Okay, any questions? I see a lot of comments in my chat box I actually love. Okay, what you said. Dr. Onika says anything is really possible with you, Dee. It really is. You know, I'm over here trying to do it. I'm doing it. Any questions? Let me see on my stream, y'all. I missed all the comments. Let me stop the sharing. Hey, how are you? Awesome. I can't even see who. Hey, hi, girly. Who is Amika Invisible? Yes, I see a lot of people in here. What's invisible? Oh, invisible is where you're not actually showing up in front of the camera. You see a lot of invisible YouTube channels. People, channels where you never see a face. It's only the content. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the same thing. You can create courses that are invisible, where it's just the content. And you don't ever have to show your face or anything like that. Crystal said, I'm so late. Would there be a replay? Got caught up updating my CRM. Yes, it's on. This is on. It's being recorded. It's on LinkedIn. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. And then we have it in our webinar. Okay. Who is that? They said, I just dropped into everybody. You're the real deal. Thank you. I don't know who that is, but thank you. Hey, Mike, I'm glad to see you here. Okay. Everybody who chimed in online, I really appreciate you all being here and hanging out. We're going to be back next Wednesday. And next Wednesday, we're going to build this course even further. I'm going to go in and put y'all sheet together right now because it only takes 2 seconds for me to get y'all sheet together. So I'm going to put the sheet together so y'all can go in. I really appreciate y'all. Oh, my God.
Thank you, Dee. This was phenomenal.
Listen,
as always.
Thank you. If you are not a staffingpreneur, you need to join Staffingpreneurs Academy. Just want to say that. If you are on social media, please like, love, heart this video, share it with somebody. I have so much more to share. Now y'all get to see kind of what I get to do with my staffingpreneurs every day. This is the love that I get to push out in the world. And I can't wait to see y'all again next Wednesday. We are going to have so much fun, but you got to bring somebody when you come back next Wednesday. Bring somebody who needs to have a course. You know that they're fire. I don't care if they're in staffing or not. If you know somebody who got some dope energy that you know that they should be out here talking to people. Like I got a couple of staffingpreneurs that are doing staffing businesses, but in real life, they need to be showing their gift in a different way. You can have more than one brand. I'm going to show y'all this really quickly, and then I swear I'm going to close this thing out. But and the cool thing that I love about ReSkillify, because I'm kind of like you, where I got my hands into a lot of things, but you'll see next week in ReSkillify, you can have as many brands as you want, having as many courses. These are all real. These are tests back there, but you can have, I have my Staffingpreneurs brand, my ReSkillify brand, my TCJB. So you can have as many brands as you want. You can have a John motivational speaker brand and then a pressure team brand. You know what I'm saying? You can have more than one brand. You can have a brand specific to your candidates, specific to your clients, all still under your brand name, but focusing on 2 totally different messages. Like it's so many things that you can do with this. I'm going to try not to geek out because y'all know how I am, but y'all just stay with me because you're going to find that this is exactly what you need to take your niche recruitment and staffing business to the next level. So bring somebody in. I love y'all. I will see y'all.
This has been great, Dee. Thank you.
I love that. Thank you. I'll see y'all next week. All right. Bye, y'all. Have a good night. They like, bye, Dee. I'm gone. I appreciate y'all. Have a good night. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. Bye.